Hello and welcome back everyone, and I have been on cloud 9 ever since MTV has announced its new season of the challenge. However, I'm still impatient. We waited long enough during this off season, and now that they've given us all this information, I need more. So in this video, I will be dissecting those 2 trailers that they have given us on the day that they finally announced everything for the challenge. And let me tell you right now, I have been watching these things tirelessly. I have watched these things on full speed, half speed, 0.25 speed. I've stopped it every single nanosecond I've tried to. I've gotten some screenshots. Let's dive into these things, and we will be taking a look into the full trailer first, and then we'll be going into the 30-second trailer. And I've just been watching these things. My eyes have been tired, so I will be using my trusty glasses to be making sure I don't miss a single detail. So we'll be trying to go through this thing point by point with it going in order. So let's just start off with the trailer, starting off with a series of photos of people going back, and the first one we see is CT, of course, and the next one is Johnny Bananas. No doubt about those 2 being on this season of the challenge. And then we get into Nani and Stephen Bear, Anissa coming back after a pretty long hiatus. You have D, then you have Corey and TJ looking like Red Skull here and super menacing. And then we have them inside the actual challenge house, and this is Rogan getting super frustrated for some reason, and Jenna looking very distraught. And then we have people running through a corridor. If you try to slow this down, you see that this is Johnny Bananas leading the group, and then you also have Fessy on that side. This is the inaugural speech that happens every single season, I should say, of the challenge, and you're gonna see everybody in here. You see Bayleigh, Swaggy C, Corey, it looks like right there with his shirt off, of course. Then you have what looks to be Casey and her bun from Big Brother 20. You have Josh is also there, Maddie, Kyle, Anissa. I mean, everybody's gonna be there. This is the right next shot after Giant Banana say we're going to war. This is TJ in a tank, ready to blow the foghorn to tell people to let's get started on this daily challenge. And then there's a cool little guy in the bottom there. So this is going to be a daily challenge where this is a giant rig strapped up to this tank, and it's going to be hanging 2 people on each side, and there's going to be boxes. You're either going to have to be trying to find something through these boxes, or you're going to have to try to avoid these boxes. I don't know how you're going to try to avoid them. I feel as though they're going to have to try to grab the boxes or something within the boxes and hold on to it as this thing is driving them by. This picture, you can see that this is Nelson and Fessy, and you can see that right here, Nelson is on the helmet. And over here, I was looking tirelessly trying to figure out who this is, and it looks like it's actually Jenny. It says Jenny on the side of the helmet, and right next to her is going to be Nani. I've stopped this thing. I've watched it on 0.25 speed. I believe this is Nani and Jennifer West. And then this is another daily challenge where people are going to be strapped to this rig, and 2 people are going to be grabbing either clues or grabbing flags and bringing them back up to the top. And then there's also a board at the top of this. If I get another, yeah, here it is. There's a board on top of this. I wonder if there's going to be letters on the flags or on these clues. And once you grab them, you have to look through them and then write down the code word that's on the flags or on these clues that you pick up. If you look on the bottom here, the helmet on this guy is Wes. You can even clearly see it if you zoom in a little bit more. I feel as though if you look up at the guy on the top of the roof, that if he moves his head a little bit, the word starts with K, the name starts with K. So I feel as though that's Kyle and Wes working together on this side of the truck. There's another man on the other side working, and I tried to slow it down the best that I could. I don't know who that is. It looks like it's a longer name. It could be maybe say Jordan. It looks like there possibly is an A or an N at the back end of it, but it looks like to be a longer name. I just couldn't even with the 0.25 speed, it was too pixelated and I just could not see exactly who it is, but there's two people on the other side that are working against what looks to be Kyle and Wes in this daily challenge. And then this is for sure Fessy, you can see the FESS. Here we have Jennifer West and Wes working together on this daily challenge. They have a crate that they are throwing up outside the back of this plane. Then Jennifer is running towards this box with these wires and everything, and you can take a look in the background. You can see a ton of people back there. You can see possibly Corey, Fessy, maybe Josh. That's Swaggy C. Bayleigh is also back there. You can see a good amount of people in the background. I mean, you're gonna have to squint and use your imagination to really, but that's who I think it is. And then you have a skinny guy with tattoos on the bottom of his arm. That could be Kyle, possibly. And then it explodes. Yeah, Jennifer's walking and then all of a sudden it explodes and Jennifer then backtracks here. So I don't know what's happening in this daily challenge, but it looks like there's an explosion. Maybe you have to figure out a certain calibration or a certain pattern, and you have to memorize it while you're running and doing all these different things, and then something explodes. They don't hold any bars back with explosions. I think Michael Bay is somehow working on this season as well. We have Bayleigh wearing some hazmat suit and some hazmat goggles, getting her game face on. If you look in the background, it looks like we have certain people. We have a good amount of people, so this could be an early on daily challenge. You have what looks to be possibly Casey with her bun up. You have Jennifer West. You have Corey. The gray beanie could be Kyle. Kyle always likes his headgear on. Nelson or Corey could be back in the background. That could be Bananas also next to Kyle, because you know Kyle and Bananas are always BFFs. It looks like Bear is holding his nose or the bridge of his nose. This is the point where TJ's in the purgatory, and I think this is going to be the first purgatory where he's telling everybody, hey, there's no skating by. Guess what? If you want to make it into the finals, you have to get into an elimination. And that's when everybody is freaking out. You have a ton of people here right now. You have Wes, Ashley, D, Bayleigh, Swaggy C, Tori, Jordan, Bananas, Anissa, CT, and then you have somebody wearing these red Adidas pants. I don't know who that could possibly be. That could be Casey from Big Brother 20, just because I don't know exactly who would be wearing red Adidas pants or anything like that. So possibly. And then you have something happening in the purgatory, and Swaggy C, Corey, and what looks to be Kyle is reacting to something. And to me, it looks like they're on the chopping block. This could be from a guy's daily challenge because they are geared up to possibly be going into an elimination and facing an elimination. So those could be the ones that are ready to go, and they could be on the chopping block that day. Jennifer West is shocked by something. We get a look into the confessionals. You have this brick background that looks purple, red, and all this different graffiti behind her. So this is a look into what we can expect from all the confessionals. And then we have everybody walking up. I have a sneaking suspicion that this is the first walk up to the first daily challenge, as there is everybody there. You have Fessy, you have Stephen Bear, you have D, Bayleigh, Jennifer West, Swaggy C is over here. It looks like this could be in the background with the white headband, could be Casey. You possibly have Big T right here. Asaph looks like he's in the back. The back behind Bear is Wes. And if you let this go on for a little bit longer, you'll see Bananas kind of walking in front of everybody. And now we have these trio of guys. We have CT, Wes, and Kyle. And you have Wes yelling at the top of his lungs that he's losing his brain on day one. And so you know this is like early on in the challenge, and you even have a nice look into the warehouse they'll be living in. And then we have this daily challenge. We saw him in the tank not too long ago in the beginning of this full trailer, and now we have him in here again, and he's going through this battlefield. We see little canvases up, and we have a whole bunch of people standing around in the background. I have no idea what's going on here. I've stopped this portion of the trailer. I've looked into it. I've dived deep into it. I've squinted. I've watched it in a dark room, a bright room. I've put it on 0.25 speed. I have no idea what's going on in here. Then we have an elimination, and this one I think is interesting. We see two people, one person being tackled by another person. We see two barrels on either side and a basket in the middle, and it looks like there's like a bullseye that the whole elimination is looking like. Then we have people in the background watching this elimination, and then you notice that there's people off to the side, and there's about 3 or 4 of them off to the side, and you almost have to think that, oh, that's the troika of this season. It looks like this is a flaming ball that possibly maybe you have to get it into somebody else's barrel. I believe this is Jay. This looks to be Jay, and I have other parts of these trailers that lead me to believe that that is Jay inside this elimination, but let's keep going. This, I think, is closer to the end of this challenge season. I feel as though who's on that helicopter are the finalists to the challenge season. They get into the helicopter to be propelled to the location change and start the finals, and that is TJ holding a flare signifying this is the start of the finals. Drop them here. And then we have Corey cheesing in front of the camera with Kyle right next to him. Jay is in this trailer a lot as well. He gets his confessional at least once. And then we have a hall brawl. Thank you, MTV and the challenge, for letting us know that we at least have a hall brawl in this season. And I have stopped this thing as much as I can, and I found the perfect still in this shot, and it's right there, and you can tell right here that D is in this hall brawl going up against an unknown person. I have no idea who this is, but it's D in this hall brawl. We get to see D going head to head in a hall brawl elimination. I'm excited to see it, and it doesn't look like it's going to be the first elimination. So to me, I think that D will make it pretty daggone far, especially if we're seeing a hall brawl. The hall brawls have been pretty late the last 2 seasons. War of the Worlds, it was like 12 or 13, and then last season it was like 10 or 11 that Tori and Jenny went into a hall brawl. We have somebody in the bunker. I feel as though this is either Swaggy C or Nelson throwing stuff around in this room. I love to see the drama. I love to see people just like unhinged. So this is gonna be fun. And then here we have Kyle and Bananas doing a daily challenge within the tunnel. I can only assume that this is a daily challenge, and Bananas is holding some sort of briefcase, and they're running and yelling, and they're working together. Then we have TJ during a daily challenge, which looks like it's the tank daily challenge because it's super foggy and super bright and super exposure. And that's when TJ goes, it looks like you have to go it alone. And here's the elimination where it's the bullseye. There's the flaming ball in the background. His helmet clearly says Jay. His face is purple. He looks like he's in hurt, shock, or distress. He looks like he's in pain. And the voiceover is Jordan during this portion of the trailer, and he's like, it's just a free-for-all. And I don't like to see Jay hurt, or it looks like he could possibly could he be hurt enough that he's gonna be taken out of this challenge? I don't know. Then we have Bayleigh saying that this place is terrifying, which only I can assume that she's going to make it far in this season, because why, if she was leaving early, that she would think that this place is terrifying. And then we have Nelson in an elimination, it looks like, and it looks like there's a lot of people behind him, so he could be going in early. The name of the elimination, and it says Purgatory, so it sounds like Purgatory or Purgatory is going to be the name of the elimination ring this season. This looks to be the first elimination of the season. As you can tell, if you count the number of people that are standing there watching this, there's 26 people and then 2 people up there. This whole season has 28 people, so if that's the case, this is going to be episode 1's elimination, or episode 2, depends on how long it's going to be. Kayla's here eating, and then she's throwing something at somebody. And then this is where D is getting in Rogan's face saying they're not your effing friends. I mean, Josh isn't in this season, so he has to find somebody. Josh looks frightened, and Bear is right next to him. And then you have Bananas here, and he's looking around talking to people, and he's like, what the hell is roaming these hallways at night? And then you have this elimination where it's somebody jumping over the camera. You see buzzards on the wall. You don't know what's gonna happen. You have some red skulls up there. And then I had to really pause this trailer to really find these logos, and you have some skulls as the camera's blinking. You have a red skull upside down. I don't know what that means. Kayla and Jenna are together once again, and Kayla said that this game is a mind F, and Jenna's just sitting there letting Kayla just freak out. Of course, there's gonna be tons of explosions, especially exploding challenge trucks. What looks to be possibly a daily challenge that is where people are going to be locked in this suds room. Maybe this is kind of like Cutthroat, where they had the gases and they had to run in, remember a code, and then run out. And this is where they have to run into a sudsy room. It looks like there's more than one door, more than one corridor to run into. They're gonna run in there. They're going to have to like memorize something or find something and then run back out. Then we have somebody in pigtails, or who likes to wear pigtails, falling down this giant slide. Maybe it's Ashley, maybe it's Melissa, maybe it's Dee, possibly, you never know. I think it's one of those three people. Somebody being taken off in an ambulance wearing like an astronaut blanket or a runner's blanket to keep them warm. We saw Dee wearing it in the other trailer, the 30-second trailer. And then we have somebody in a helicopter wearing an arm sleeve. I can't make out who it is. I think it could be, it looks like a good bicep with possibly a tattoo on the edge. Maybe it's Bear. I think Bear likes to wear sleeves, the sweat sleeves, possibly. And then you look at it and there's the helicopter down over the helicopter pad. And then we get another flash of the Red Skull. And of course, the ending is just like the ending of the 30-second trailer, with CT laughing his heads off. All the spoken and written words of the full trailer, we have Bananas saying, "I'm out for revenge, CT, all bets are off." There's a female voice, and I think it could be Maddie, saying, "I will send you home." Banana says, "We're living in an effing bunker with no windows and no doors." Banana's also saying, "We're going to war," when he's giving the house toast. TJ says, "This season, you're here to prove that you're the best. I'm done with people skating by. The only way to make it into a final is to win an elimination," which I love that sentiment. I like seeing people go in and showing their performance. Last season, we had such a political game, and I know people have said that that takes away some of the politic aspect to the challenge, but let me tell you right now, I'm just happy that we get more competition based. We were so far political last season. Let's go so far competition based this season, and then maybe next season we can find a happy medium. You never know. Tori in her confessional says, "The game has changed. This is the type of twist that is felt through the entire house." Wes says, "I'm going crazy" on day one when he's yelling to CT and Kyle. Banana says, "It looks like a literal war zone," probably looking at a daily challenge. Anissa says, "This place is meant to break you." Jay says, "Everyone in the bunker is losing their mind." TJ then says, "You're gonna have to go it alone" during that daily challenge. Jordan says, "This is a kind of free-for-all." Bayleigh says, "This place is terrifying," when she's like scared in the corner. Banana says, "I'm surrounded by liars, scumbags, and crybabies." Dee says, "They're not your effing friends," to Rogan. Bananas then says, "What the hell is roaming these hallways at night?" Kayla is saying, "This game is a mind F." Bear, "This place will send you mad if you let it." And then written in the full trailer is, "Let the madness in. What's real? What's in their heads? It's the most dangerous challenge ever." So that's everything that happens in the full trailer. If I missed something from the full trailer, let me know that in the comment section below, or if I missaid somebody's name, let me know that too. And now let's go into the 30-second trailer, and our first shot here is of Johnny Bananas, and it looks like he's going into an elimination. He's gonna have to win one to make it to the finals if he wants to make it to the finals. Here's on a daily challenge where it looks like Tori and Kyle are teamed up together. Then we have Wes in that plane. It looks like this is when maybe that they're starting off when him and Jennifer West are teamed up together, throwing that crate out the back of the airplane. TJ in the tank that we saw in the full trailer that I just went over, so we can go through that. I have no idea what this could be. Maybe those are puzzles and they're trying to figure out a puzzle in this giant ditch. It looks like it's golden blonde hair, and it seems to me from the cast photos, Ashley has darker hair, and so does Dee. So I mean, I want to say that this possibly could be Melissa, maybe being fallen down this giant tube into what is possibly water. Because if you look at this and look around, it looks like it's a deprivation tank almost. This one looks like a really fun daily challenge. And this is like people going to be put into a car where the other competitors are gonna be standing on top of barrels and they're gonna be playing like drift bowling. Like this is some sort of Fast and the Furious kind of game here. And you can see that there's two people in the car, probably one that's gonna be like the drift guy, the stunt coordinator, and then you have the person that's doing the challenge in the car, and then you have all the competitors just like sitting there waiting to be knocked off. You have like 9 to 10 competitors up here, and they're gonna try to knock down as many as they can, try to get a full strike, maybe have to see how many barrels you can knock down in all your chances. It looks so much fun. This one, I don't know how it's gonna be played, but it looks really, really fun. This is when something happens in the purgatory. We saw this in the other one with Swaggy, Corey, and Kyle. And then here's Jen and Wes working together and throwing a crate out the side of the plane. A car explodes! Again, I really do think that this is TJ. And then this is him greeting the finalists. Jay, we have the flaming ball in his hand. We see the outline of the rope in what could be the bullseye of the whole situation. And we have Jay right there on his chest. This is the other side I was talking about when TJ is driving his tank through the battlefield, and you can see those little pop-up stands in the background. This is the pop-up stands. You can see that there is a crate of what looks to be puzzle pieces on the one side, and then you have the crates with the flaps up so nobody can cheat off of your puzzle. We have Jenny, we have Tori, and then we have what looks to be a barrel with a big old rope that's tied to near this giant spool wheel thing. Maybe if your rope gets ran over by this tank with TJ, you're out of it. So you never know what's happening, but you can see Tori and Jenny is still in this game when they're doing this daily challenge. There's like smoke screens happening once they drive close enough to these like marked landmines. You can tell Nelson's hands are right there, and then boom, Fessy right there. If you pause this and then really zoom in, you can see Nelson and Fessy right on the side of their helmets. And then here's Maddie. This is the first time I really get to see Maddie. She's telling somebody that if you're not good up here, you're not going to do well out in the physical aspect of the challenge and doing the daily challenge. I've zoomed in incredibly far into these photos, and it looks like the person on the left-hand side says Ashley. So Ashley's gonna be doing this daily challenge. And then on the side of this guy's helmet, I thought it was either Jordan or Josh. It looks like it's a J-O. This is the windshield one that's gonna happen in the first episode. It's really tough. You can't see any of the side of the head. Here's Purgatory again with the Troika. And then you have the other side of the suds coming out. And that's why I think that it looks like Bayleigh with her glasses and the hazmat suit is what she's yelling into the camera. She's about to go into this contraption of bubbles and suds. We saw this, somebody being taken away in an ambulance wearing this, the fire blankets. So now somehow D is having to be wrapped up in these fire blankets. What's gonna happen? Why do they have these fire blankets? Why are the ambulances ready to go during this daily challenge? What's happening in this daily challenge that this is going to happen? Here's Jenny's exploding box again. Then you have Nelson in the daily in elimination here. It looks like there's a ton of people, so I feel as though Nelson's gonna be thrown into an elimination early on this season. Jay's eyeballs. We get a picture of Nani with Nelson next to her. Kayla's cool skeleton shot. And then it ends with the challenge. I think this is front door to the challenge house / bunker that they're going to be living in. And then we get CT smiling in front of the cameras, which is the best way to end because it seems like CT is like a maniacal evil genius. But that's it. That's the full breakdown that I have for the two trailers. What'd you think about the trailers? Let me know that in the comment section below. Did they get you more excited for the challenge? Or do you think that it's like, oh, we waited all that cryptic messages for that? Let me know that in the comment section below. What do you think? Maybe I got wrong, or is there something that I kind of glanced over and you kind of figured it out from watching the trailers? Let me know that in the comment section below. Please don't post spoilers, but if you saw it in the trailer, please point it out to me and point it out to people and let me know that in the comment section below something. And who are you rooting for? Who are you rooting for in this challenge? Who are you glad to see back? Who are you, which rookie are you most excited for? And who's your top 4, top 5? Who are you rooting for the most? Let me know that in the comment section below. And who are you rooting against? I want to know everything and anything. I'm super excited about this challenge season. I cannot wait for it to happen. And I'm going to be making more and more videos, more breakdowns, more conspiracy theories, and I have tons of other challenge content with brief histories, top 10s, fantasy cast, and all that good stuff. Also, Survivor videos coming out Thursdays. But thank you so much for watching. While you're down there, hit that like and subscribe button. I'll be back really soon with more content and more content in general, and I cannot wait for the challenge to start on April 1st. I'm gonna be the first one ready to go with my box of popcorn and live tweeting during episode 1. But thank you so much for watching, and until then, peace.